Welcome, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jackie Ives, your host for the Video Summit series, Make Him Fall Madly in Love. 21 experts share keys and tools to help you discover how to attract love, keep it real, and make it last forever. And I'm thrilled today to have Duane join us. She's an incredible inspiration to women and men worldwide. And so welcome, Duane. Thank you so much for being here. Mal.
Oh, Jackie,
Yes.
thank you. I'm honored to be here with you today. This is going to be great fun.
So before we delve into the interview, and I would just love to tell the audience just a little bit more about you, Mal.
I'd be
And
happy
so,
to. Oh, that's right. You read my bio. Excuse me.
yeah, no, it's good. I want to just love on you a bit and tell everybody how wonderful you are. You're a best-selling author and a life recovery coach and highly successful real estate business owner. You've also, like I said, the best author of Alpha Check, 5 Steps from Moving from Pain to Power. And and you're also a recipient of the Reader's Favorite Award, the Pinnacle Achievement Award, and the World Book Award for 2012. You've been featured on Fox News, CBS Radio, and over 150 internet radio shows, as well as MariaShriver.com. How incredible. And you also built a school in West Africa. I'm dying to hear about that. And I'm just so thrilled to have you here, and you're going to talk about healing the broken heart and reclaiming your life.
I'm honored to be here. And you know, Jackie, I love this topic. It is so important for women to understand how we build loving, intimate, real relationships in our lives. And I chased that dream for many years. And the lack of self-love and that broken heart was the root of my addiction. And once I was able to understand that, then I was able to change my life.
How fabulous. And so tell me, what is the full impact of a broken heart and just getting into that self-love?
Well, I don't think people realize the significance of a broken heart. What happens is it has real physical reactions to the body. You can lose your hair, your skin breaks out, you develop digestive problems, sleep disorders. It has a very strong impact on the body. For me, it also fired my addiction because I felt this great pain within. I had no sense of self-love, no sense of self-worth. I used alcohol as a Band-Aid to make myself feel better, but that doesn't work. Or I should say, it worked for a short period of time. And then it only increased the pain because it didn't work. So to recognize, one, that you are in pain, that something isn't right, that you don't feel well physically, to admit this could be a broken heart, start right there. It's a very common situation for women to experience a broken heart, and it's nothing to be swept under the carpet. People that tell you, oh, don't worry about it, you'll get over it, that's crap. It doesn't happen that way. You have to feel that, acknowledge it, and know what's going on internally in order to mend it. And that pain that you're feeling is really your heart talking to you, telling you that you need to mend it.
And so you mentioned healing the broken heart. Can you give me some examples of steps that you had to take, like just real steps that you can give our audience on, some suggestions to begin that process?
Our true, authentic voice comes from our heart, our soul. It doesn't come from our heads. What comes up from here isn't the truth. Those are your thoughts, and you shouldn't believe them, because that's what gets you into trouble. When you listen to this is where the truth comes from, about who you are as a person, what you're feeling, your true identity. And once I learned to get out of here, which was the crazy woman running, looking for validation, trying to get men to appreciate and love me, And all of that fueled by alcohol. When I got out of here and I started to listen to this, my heart, my soul, I understood for the first time in my life that I was really a divine being, a wonderful woman, that I had so much to give to someone. But I had to learn to love myself first. So it's going within, listening to what's going on inside of you, not focusing on everything that's going on outside of you, because that doesn't solve the situation. When we look for a solution outside of us, we don't get the real solution. We get Band-Aids. If we look within, we discover what we need to do and how to heal.
And so, tell me, how did you have the courage to look within, to begin the process of self-love after choices that you've made that have brought you to the point where you weren't loving yourself?
Well, it took 25 years. I have to be completely transparent. I didn't get this overnight. I had 25 years of my life that I lost to this craziness, to the addiction, to the self-condemnation. And when I got to a point that was so dark that I felt like I was living in a hole and I had nothing to live for, I didn't connect with anything, there was no future, that's when I completely broke open and the light came in for the first time. So for me, I was really I was at my bottom. I would never want to see other people have to go that far to recognize that they have the ability to change a broken heart, to heal a broken heart, and to move forward and reclaim their lives from a broken heart. You don't need to go to death's door to do it like I did. I was just a slow learner. And then when that cosmic 2x4 hit me on the head, the game changed. Then I realized I had much more power as a woman to change the course of my life. I learned how to love myself, accept myself for exactly who I was. I was no longer tied to the past. That wasn't defining who I was. It had no bearing. And from that point, I could move forward and take action steps that took me in a completely new direction.
Well, when you say it took you 25 years, it's like you're kind of like a diamond in the rough. I mean, if you hadn't taken so long on your journey, you may not have had the biggest wake up and the most success that you're experiencing now because of all the time you spent just trying to find yourself.
This is going to sound completely crazy. I am thankful for my journey. It was painful, but it made me the woman that I am today. I learned so much from that journey, so much wisdom. All the lessons became very clear to me once I was able to get out of that ego. I realized that my journey had a purpose. I was here to help others so that they wouldn't go as far down the wrong path as I did. And I was able to turn around and change my direction. And anybody listening, I want them to know they can change course. They can turn around and they can choose another path. It just took me a very long time to figure that out because basically I was anesthetized and I just couldn't see my out. But once I did, I embraced it and started to change my life.
So what was the turning point? Do you recall, was there a particular moment in your life or an incident or something that had you completely go, okay, that's it, I'm done and I need to make these radical changes because this isn't serving me any longer?
Oh, absolutely. This is a good one. I was 41 years old. Excuse me. I've got allergies. I was 41 years old. I was dating a 27-year-old man. And I thought we had a serious relationship. It was like a Mrs. Robinson. It was a joke. But in my head, I thought we had something significant. And he came and broke off the relationship very suddenly. And I was like, oh, rejection again. Oh my God, it was the final kick in the ass that just threw me off the cliff. And I started to spiral down so fast. And I went on this like 2-day sort of bender of just anesthetizing myself, drinking whatever I wanted. And at the end of that is when I said, you know what? I cannot do this one more day. I will die. Actually, I started thinking I should die, that it was time for me to leave this planet and to just disappear, just go away quietly, just off the planet, no hoo-ha, just go. And that's when I heard that different voice in my head that said, oh no, dear girl, you can't leave today. You have many, many lessons to learn. And when you've mastered those lessons, you will need to go and teach others. And that I had a wonderful life ahead of me, but it was going to take a lot of work. At that point, Jackie, I said, oh my God, I think I'm having a massive breakdown because I'm hearing this, but there's nobody else in the room with me. And that was a spiritual epiphany. It was absolutely an awakening, just like that I changed course. So I thank that young man every day because he brought me to my knees. That's what actually made me take a different path, because I said, I can't do this one more time. I cannot bear this rejection and this heartache and this suffering one more day. I couldn't do it.
Well, thank you for sharing that. That's a beautiful, transparent story, and just recognizing how much courage you really do have and that we all have. It's just a matter of really believing in ourselves and just stepping into our own power. But it is a process, and it does take time and to build up that emotional muscle, so to speak. And so you talk about the direct relationship between self-love and a loving relationship. Can you kind of get into that a little bit and explain what that means and the difference between the two?
Absolutely. We can't give away something we don't have. And so love really starts within us. In order to love another human being and to be in that kind of relationship, there has to be a foundation, and that foundation starts with us, with our own self-love. And you know something? Men love women that are self-loving because it shows up on the outside. It shows up on how we care for ourselves. Look at you, girl. You're radiant. You care for yourself, and that is apparent. When women take care of themselves, it shows. They're lit up. They're vibrant, they're confident, they're alluring, and they don't even have to try to be alluring. It's just, they're like a magnet. And that's what self-love is. It's a magnet to attract someone who's going to appreciate you for you. But if we don't have that self-love, you can't have that kind of relationship. All you're going to get is the man that is looking for quick fulfillment, selfish, narcissistic kind of guy. He's not going to be available to you emotionally because guess what? You're not available because you don't have any self-love. So it is the foundation for successful relationships in life. And once we acquire that, there's no turning back. That's when your whole life changes. And that's when you can create whatever you want because you have that self-love. You know you're worth it. You deserve it. You were put on this earth to be happy, not to suffer. And once you understand that, the world is your oyster. You can take anything you want.
That is so, so true. And I remember saying, and I will say it many times, if I feel that I'm not being treated the way I deserve and expect and be treated, I will say, I just love myself too much to allow myself to be abused. And so I'll say that. It's like, that's enough. That's not going to work for me. I love myself actually more than I love. My self-love has to come at the highest level for myself. Within all of my other relationships, I have so much love to share with everyone when I have so much love for myself.
And, you know, this is not a hard lesson, but for some odd reason for women, we make it more difficult than it needs to be. Someone says, well, how do I get self-love? Well, it can just start with how you take care of your body, how you feed yourself, how much sleep you get. Do you get manicures and pedicures? Do you get your hair done? Do you get it colored professionally? Do you get it cut? Do you maintain a healthy weight for your body so that you don't overindulge in food or sugar or alcohol or drugs? Just simple taking care of yourself physically can start the practice of self-love. And then I think we need to spoil ourselves. And that doesn't necessarily mean with monetary things. I believe in spoiling ourselves with things that nurture the soul. Meditation, yoga, journaling, having a beautiful spiritual practice. I get up every day, I light the most magnificent candle, I sit there for 30 minutes, I meditate. I start my day from a place of being centered and balanced and energized as a woman. I am tapping into that divine feminine power within me. That's where you want to come from. Not from frenzy and, oh, I didn't read my emails, and, oh my gosh, I didn't give the kids lunch before they left on the school bus. Start from a place of peace. And you will be so much more empowered through the course of your day. So it just starts with general good care of your body, of your mind, of your skin.
Yes, I love that. That is so beautiful. What a great thing to share with the audience. So true. Waking up, the first thing you do is you want to grab a hold of your thoughts because they want to run away like a herd of horses off a cliff, and just ground yourself in meditation. And I love that you light candles and that you journal beautiful things. And just, I write about my dreams. I dream a lot. I get up and I journal about my dreams because I feel the messaging. And so it's just such a beautiful time of the day, first thing in the morning when we're the most alert, to honor ourselves with that quality time. And so I do the same thing, and I'm so glad that you shared that. What's another way that women, besides taking care of their body, can begin to just love themselves?
We need to understand that we are responsible for our inner happiness. Nobody else can do that for us. Even if you get a man, let me tell you right now, he's the icing on the cake. He's not the cake. Our lives, our own happiness, and what we do with our lives, that's the cake. We put the ingredients in. So the quality of our lives is based on what we're willing to put into it. The man comes along, he's the icing. But guess what? As ladies, we do it in reverse. We expect the man to complete us, that's going to be our life. I will be so happy if I get the right man. Doesn't happen. Never will, not going to, just doesn't happen. So to be responsible for your own happiness, think about doing things that make us happy. And it can be simple things like going to the park with your dog, just dancing. I've started this new practice of dancing in the morning. I'm doing the 5 rhythms, Gabrielle Roth, and it's to connect with my divine feminine energy, and I just started it, and oh my God, after I dance for 5 or 10 minutes, I feel lit up. I feel so energized, and this is something else I'm doing for myself every day before I get dressed and leave the house, is to do my meditation practice, do my dance practice, or do my exercise routine. And these things energize me. They make me happy. I take my dog out. We play. So if we focus on our own happiness and stop trying to put it in the hands of somebody else. That's giving away your power. That's giving away your future. It's not going to work. Take it back. Be responsible for your life. Be responsible for your happiness. Then guess what happens? Mr. Right comes walking in, and now you have a divine, blissful relationship.
Yes, that's the key is self-love, self-care, and self-nurturing. Putting yourself first, and then everything else follows after that. And it does, actually, when women really step into that and they learn that and they live that, the man shows up immediately. And so why do you think or feel that women don't get that? What are the contributing factors that keep women from looking for love outside themselves, looking for, when I meet a man, I'll be happy, when I have that job or that trip or that purse or whatever it is that's going to make them happy? Where do you think that comes from, and how can women shift out of that?
Well, I think it comes from when we're very small. We're all raised to be good little girls, take care of others, don't be selfish. Oh, don't take too many of those now. Give everybody else one. And so we are raised to really take care of others before we take care of ourselves. Well, I think it's time to break that mindset. Look at American Airlines. You're on a plane. They say, look, if this thing's going down, you grab your air mask first. You put it on. Then help your children or anybody else around you. Hello. It says it all. If you're not balanced and strong and centered, guess what? You can't help children. You can't be a strong partner for your husband. You can't be a great employee or leader. You have to nurture yourself first. And when we nurture ourselves first, we finally get it up here. Oh, I'm taking care of myself. Oh, I'm worthwhile. Oh, I'm a divine feminine being. Oh, I deserve to be happy. Yes. So that's why we are so hesitant, because we think it's selfish. Self-care, self-nurturing is not selfish. For me, it's mandatory. That's what's created my success in life, is that I've learned how to take care of myself first.
Thank you. Wise words from a wise woman. That is absolutely the key right there, is the bottom line. We have to self-care first. And when we do, our cup's full, and then we have so much to offer. But when we take care of others, we drain ourselves, and then we're so depleted. And that's when we get frazzled and scattered and show up just not with we disempower ourselves. You talk about many people having difficulties finding their soulmate, their significant other, and why do you feel that is?
Oh, this is my favorite question.
Good.
Women spend more time picking out a pair of shoes than they do thinking about what they would like in a man. Women are not clear about who they want to attract into their life. If women took the time to write down a very detailed description of what a perfect partner would be for them, and I mean really detailed, everything, what they look like, what they enjoy doing, hobbies, employment, financial income, everything, really detailed picture. And every day, fine-tune it. Oh, gee, I just thought of that. I wish he could play tennis. Oh, I hope he likes to go to movies on Sunday afternoon. Keep adding things that you love to do and that are important to you. You create that picture, guess what? The universe is going to deliver. But most women are clueless as to what they want in a man. They don't spend the time to figure out what the qualities are, what's going to be attractive for them, what's really important, what's a deal breaker, I can't live with that, or I can't live without that. You've got to know these things. What do? We jump into relationships, dating. The guy is the most inappropriate match for you ever. Maybe he's not athletic and you're a very athletic woman, or he's a mama's boy and he's still living at home and you like really independent, strong men, and then you figure, then all of a sudden the relationship doesn't work out and you go, what happened? Hello? Did he even remotely match up to your wish list? No. You know, we could save a lot of wasted time running around with men that really we don't belong with if we were just very, 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 very clear about what we wanted. And when you're very clear about what you want, you get it.
I couldn't agree more. You are 100% right. And so I hope our audience really takes what Mal just said to heart, because I actually did that and manifested a beautiful relationship. I've been divorced for 8 years, and I had written out a list exactly what I wanted, and I did what you said. I kept adding to it, down to just every little detail that I could think of. And over the years, it was crumpled, and the edges were frayed, but I read it every single day, because it's not just what you think. You have to be congruent in your thought, words, and deeds in order to manifest what you want. It all has to line up. So I wouldn't allow myself to think about or make any exceptions. There wasn't the list. And lo and behold, my fiance, I'm engaged to be married, lives 4 blocks from me. We lived next door to each other for a year without even knowing it, and then I moved 4 blocks away. And so that list works. I'm telling you, girls, make a list and be exactly precise and read it every single day, and your Prince Charming will show up.
The same thing happened to me. I had a very clear picture, and the next thing I knew that this man walked into my life. And I wasn't really looking to get married. I was thinking about someone really wonderful to date. And we started dating, and then he asked me to get married, and I had to really think about it. And I knew if I said no, it would have been the biggest mistake in my life. So now I have 3 wonderful stepchildren, 3 grandchildren, another one due very soon. I mean, my life just completely transformed and changed from someone who was so business focused, very independent, a little bit of a loner, to now being in a really loving, wonderful marriage with children and grandchildren. It can happen.
Absolutely, it can absolutely happen. And so you have a exquisite offering today for our audience, a lovely free gift, a recovery kit. And so I'm dying to hear about it. I'm going to grab that for myself after our interview, and so you tell our audience a little bit about that.
Well, it's an audio class and a workbook that takes you through a lot of the things we've talked about today. It is called the Life Recovery Kit. And it's so wonderful because it's going to take you through practice of self-love and self-care and inner happiness and how to build these 3 things and pull them together so that you can reclaim your life, heal your heart, and attract that ideal partner that you want in your life. So, and it's all laid out. It's very easy to do. I think your listeners will really have fun with it. And of course, if anybody has any questions or personal answer, specific questions that they want a personal answer to, Jackie, I'm always here to answer questions. Anybody can reach out to me from my website and send me a quick note and ask me questions, and I will respond personally.
Well, that is a fabulous gift, and based on your life, you made this gift from your own experiences, and it does work because you've created the life that you want, manifested a beautiful relationship, you have a beautiful family, you're very successful, and so taking action to grab this free gift and do the work. And Mal so generously offered for anyone to just reach out to her, and she can offer guidance and tips to you. And so, Mal, you are an inspiration to me and all women and men, and I'm just so pleased that you took the time today to be here on our video summit. And do you want to add anything else?
It is my honor to be here with you today, girl, because this, to me, really hits here. I know how many years I suffered trying to find love in all the wrong places. So I hope the conversation that we've had today takes women, puts them on the right path, or a man puts them on the right path, and helps them in creating that loving, wonderful, nurturing relationship that they deserve.
Yes, and thank you for the work that you've done to help all of us and do this great work you do. And I know we didn't get to really touch on your school in Africa, but we have a few minutes left. Could you just tell us briefly about that?
Yes. I built the school in 2006 in memory of my beautiful niece, Holly, who passed away. She was in her early 30s. She was my shining light. She was a young woman who battled illness her entire life, but she never lived her life defined by illness. And she would wake up every day with the mindset, who can I help today? How can I serve today? How can I be a better person today? And if we all lived life like that, the world would be a far better place and an entirely different place. And so to honor her memory and to continue her light, I built that school, and 100 children go to school every year at the Holly Catherine School, and they have little smiles on their faces, and I know that she's looking down and smiling upon them.
Wow, you have really just raised the bar for the contribution you've made, and just you've turned your adversity into triumph. And I'm just, again, so inspired by you. And just thank you so much for being here today. And I look forward to grabbing the free gift. It's on the email that you received to sign up for the video summit. So check your inbox and find that and grab that free gift. And thank you again, Mel. And I look forward to following you and watching all the wonderful things you're going to be doing in the future.
Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.
And thank you all for joining us on the Video Summit series, Make Him Fall Madly in Love. We'll see you again soon.